players who will be nervous and know exactly what is on the line this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Group 23, tee time 10:36. On the tee from Australia, Stephanie Kyriacou.
When you look at the insights by KPMG on the LPGA Tour, the previous 6 players to lead by 1 entering the final round of a major did not go on to win. Stephanie Kyriacou leads by 1. She has 2 wins on the Ladies European Tour, trying to win for the first time on the LPGA. Big day, Karen.
It really is for her, and I think this tee shot here is going to go a long way to calm a lot of those nerves.
Next on the tee from the USA, Lauren.
We are still hoping that they have it.
And Incy, Steph was talking yesterday about embracing those nerves.
Absolutely, and she looks quite relaxed on the driving range, actually. Laughing along with her caddy, Wei Wang. 2 options here, ease off a pitching wedge, but I reckon with a bit of adrenaline, she might be leaning on a gap. 222 yards.
Little edge a little closer. Well, she's bogeyed this hole the last 2 days. Did follow it with 3 birdies, mine. She's our leader by 1, Steph Kyriacou. Back to the first then. And our tournament leader.
Like you said, Richard, bogeyed this the last 2 days. Maybe Kyriacou's opportunity to get one back at least. Overall, gently breaking right to left, birdie chance.
Not to be. It's been a solid enough hole from Kyriacou. Just wonder, just seeing that birdie putt go in at the second from Patty Tavatanakit after 2 days of seeing nothing go in. Whether that's an early marker from the only major winner in that top 10.
Well, and not only that, but somebody with a lot of power that can get to those par 5s in too.
But it is a fork for Kyriacou. I think she'd have taken that stepping up onto the first tee.
About Kyriacou and her experience in major championships. She said yesterday, well, I've not really been in contention in a major. It's not 100% true, as Richard reminded us at Carnoustie. Early in her final round, she was tied for the lead. Susanna Norcross will go on to win that AIG Women's Open. Taking a stay. Just makes it that little more difficult. Wow, look at where Kyriacou's ball finished. Incy's out there for us. What does she face here?
Nothing too nice, to be honest, especially with a few nerves dangling in the background. It's quite soft underfoot because everything in this part of the hole is a bit of a bowl. So soft off a slight downhill slope, chipping up to a bit of elevation. It's very easy to catch this one a bit heavy. Everything needs to be perfect from strike, trajectory and spin control.
She plays her golf at Arworth in Orlando, and they have lots of shots that are just like that, where you're way below the green surface with a tight lie chipping up. So that would have helped her there. She would have been a little more familiar with that shot. It's like the unspoken rule that you never call the shot before it's actually stopped moving.
Kyriacou for a par.
Probably feeling the pressure now, just inside left lip.
Yeah,
excellent.
Really good that, isn't it? So she stays at 14 under. We got those three players tied, and you wonder who else is going to...
Down, Karen, at the second.
It really was, because, I mean, as Incy was saying, the pressure was definitely starting to pile on for Stephanie there, whilst everybody else made a birdie. And so that was pretty huge, because you know that when you're at your most nervous, you can pull off the shots.
And she looks satisfied enough with that, and that is why. It's a long way from Bondi Beach, where she grew up.
I think it's a bit of an awkward number. 131 yards. Wedge is definitely not enough. 9-iron could be just past this flag, but longer and left of the pin isn't bad play at all. Just an easy one with the ball below her feet.
That is so sweet from Kyriacou. Won't be the simplest of birdie putts, even though it's close, but beautifully played. So next to try and make birdie is Steph Kyriacou.
This whole green slopes left to right, so from this side it's just right to left.
And another.
Confident looking stroke.
As it has been throughout her career.
I was talking to her caddy before she teed off and kind of how she shapes the ball. Apparently she works it right to left, but from what I saw on the driving range, she seems extremely neutral.
Is there a particular ball flight that this golf course suits, Karen?
I think it's... I mean, it's so much of it depends on the lies, and I think a couple of key shots are the par 5 tee shots. 7, 9, 18 all require a little draw.
That one getting the kick off the slope, so she's in good shape. And it is going to warm up today, mid-7. Kyriacou at the 4th.
I think this number will suit her. 162 yards, leaning on a 7.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Incy. That's a good second shot and a great look at birdie for Kyriacou, trying to edge ahead, tied with the two players that she's playing alongside today.
Best one we've seen in there. Aggressive play, wasn't scared of taking on that flag.
Good gallery watching on Kyriacou for a birdie.
Left to right. It's been putting beautifully so far. Not to be this time.
You would think that would go down towards the water, wouldn't you? Which is, as we look at it now, left of the green.
It's one of the infuriating things that some of these putts, you expect them to all go towards the lake, and then sometimes they don't.
Yeah, you can probably see she's just trying to tee this ball up on the left side of the tee box, which is quite smart, able to take a bit more of a direct line at this flag. If you can work the ball left to right, which Kyriacou naturally doesn't, you still want to be pitching the ball left of the flag. There's a little side slope that should kick it towards your target. Just a little bit put off by the fly there. I reckon if she can flight a 5-iron high enough, it should be the right club. I think you're asking for a little bit too much with a 6, but then you've also got to add into the equation a bit of adrenaline into the formula. Looked like a held-off finish. Beauty.
Well, you'd understand some nerves from Steph Kyriacou. First time ever leading going into the final round on the LPGA Tour, and it's a major to boot, but...
It's an uphill putt, mostly left to right, but the final 3 feet, it will straighten up.
Have to settle for the par 3. Australian remains 15 under.
thing in a major championship.
And Steph Kyriacou had the fewest holes to play. She was in the first group out in the afternoon wave on Friday. It is interesting, of the top 7 coming into this final round, 6 of them had to come back on Saturday morning and play.
Well, we had thought that the early late wave had the better end of the weather, even though there was a really long delay. As well, and good play.
Kyriacou next.
This will suit her eye. Naturally working the ball right to the left. Just an easy 8-iron.
Hates it. Just going to miss that ridge a little bit further, and that would have trickled down towards the hole. That's the shot that you truly hate. You're gonna be okay.
They love the sound.
2 tied at the top. Boot away, just 1 back, all with birdie putts at the 6th, and Kyriacou to go first.
I think she clubbed down to a 9-iron, just tried to lean on that one, work it right to left, and didn't quite catch it, but an extra couple of yards further up, she would have caught that ridge, and it would have got a lot closer. Now this putt coming up is going to be extremely fast. It's going to feel like you're putting on a mirror.
Such a very simple putting stroke, straight back, straight through. Putts of this length were her specialty yesterday.
Snug. Take a 4 all 4 days at 6, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that whole location is the one where you really want to take advantage, but after that, she's set up all the way on the right side of the tee, but body a little bit more open up the left center of the fairway. Good looking golf swing right there. Setting up on the right side of the tee to push a little bit further away from those trees looming on the left. Give herself a better visual. More and more like her chance has come and gone.
Back on the fairway, timber in hand, or timberish, metalish, for Steph Kyriacou.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a wait for Kyriacou, taking on this par 5, 2-5-3, a decision to make between the 3-wood or the 5-wood. Got 2 greenside bunkers on the left, which you do not want to go in. That will leave you with a very difficult shot. That's okay.
It's going to be over there where we saw Patty pitch from. Slow, slow pitch up the hill. But definitely, from, especially considering what we saw from Padre in that left bunker, a better miss.
Just needs to climb it here, have enough momentum.
Spent their entire lives practicing to feel that, to feel those nerves, to feel numb, as Steph said. And here they are getting to put it to the test, and it takes reps. Steph hasn't quite been this close to capturing a major, but she has been in some high pressure situations and has learned how her body reacts and how to control that. And what a moment to roll that birdie putt in. You know, I talked to her coach, Grant Waite. He said it's all about embracing the nerves, knowing that they're there. I think that's important, that she has mentioned multiple to play aggressive golf, somewhat play your own game. Know you have to go out there and get it, as opposed to somebody having a big lead, feeling even a little bit more pressure and having to play defensive golf.
By 3 at one point. Ayaka stumbled a bit, and Kyriacou pounced. Now tied again at the top. It's Steph with the box here, NC.
Yeah, this flag doesn't suit a drawer of the golf ball. with the flag on the right and a severe slope right to left. If anything, you really want to try and hold this one off. Get it landing as softly as possible. Otherwise, with any sort of right to left spin, it will kick and release. So Kyriacou perhaps eyeing up the left half of the tee box, giving her a bit more of a direct line to this flag. But she's got to remind herself of that excellent tee shot she hit on 5, the par 3, where she just held that off. That's the shot you need right now. Playing yardage about 180 down the hill from an elevated tee box.
See, that's the only way to get it close, is to hold something off here. And even then, still, it's not a bargain that it will stop softly. Looking like it's a little too far to the right.
Could be great.
Oh, goodness. It's just like an absolute ski slope over there. All in all, worked out okay for her, considering where that could have been had that stayed up on that right side. I can tell you from past experience, it is an impossible shot.
I was watching.
Love Steph's putting stroke there. You can see it in her practice routine. Just truly a pendulum motion, rocking back and through, everything together, keeping that triangle, the putter centered in between her forearms. That's why she has wonderful speed control from long range.
The best way to avoid 3 putts, right? As you said.
Work on your speed.
All right, before Coughlin's birdie putt, Kyriacou cleaning up for par.
As I said, middle of the green left, even though that's not where it landed, but in a 2-putt, walk away with a par here. It's not going to hurt you.
Of trouble if driver is in hand.
The driver is not in hand, NC, as it was yesterday. Again, surprising me. I don't get this play. I mean, there is a bit of trouble up there should you hit a poor tee shot, but it's a par 5.
I think with the fairway metal in hand, though, if she gets this short of the fairway bunkers, plays down the left half, it's still a fairway metal onto that green, so she can still reach in 2.
I just feel like this play is why she hasn't been able to take advantage of this hole. Like some of her opponents. This heading up the left needs a good kick. And it gets one, but a soft bounce. And left with the ball well below her feet.
How is that left into the...
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Bring it to him.
2-3-1 for Kyriacou, in between a 5 hybrid or a 5 wood, depending on what she fancies. But you need a little bit of height. The slope will actually help her shape this left to right.
This is a good distance. This could be very good. It's going to stay short. That's going to be a tricky putt now. Up one slope, across another, and down to the hole.
This, the hole where the Coughlin challenge started really in earnest.
Stephanie at the top, which here they both have eagle putts, so I don't see that coming anytime soon.
First is Kyriacou.
An outside chance, about 2/3 of the way up. It will snap right, but then it will hold its line down the slope.
Excellent putt, excellent judge of speed, and gets it just beyond the flag. That's a nearly straight uphill putt for birdie upcoming.
That Firefly's been following Kyriacou around a little bit on this front 9. Looking to be the first to get to 17 under par, which was the winning score last year for Celine Boutier.
I think she's too sweet, that's what it is.
Back again. And you just wonder whether that just distraction.
A little bit. I mean, you can block that out a touch. She looked like she was set up right. She just didn't look like she was playing any form of break, and it broke across the hole.
Missed opportunity. Not a drop shot on the card. Led by one shot overnight. But looks as if she's going to head to the back nine, one behind.
Will this be the day? How will Steph Kyriacou respond to that hiccup at the ninth?
I just wonder if there's a little bit more zing behind that one after the previous hole.
Right. Stop. It's in those same trees where Patty was. Similar result, drops straight down. We'll see when Incy gets up there and reports back on the lie.
She's number 100 in the world. But Steph Kyriacou, early in her LPGA career, third season out here, looking for her first.
On, but it feels and looks like a front pin located down the left half there.
Yeah. Why? I don't think it's not quiet.
No, I don't think nine.
No, I like this. So I like more like open face punching.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just really difficult to control out of a downhill slope. Thick rough, the ball is sat down.
Yeah, and you're looking at like.
Round the thing.
Yep.
Start.
Yep. Right.
Kyriacou has to hit down on this and aim right of the flag, but just shy. You've got a steep slope. If you pitch there, it will stick. I wonder if she's going to play for a bit of a chaser.
Asking for it to go, needing a little bit of chase. Not a bad leave from that lie. You could tell how difficult it was to get the club through that rough.
Smart money.
And scrambling actually not her strength, at least statistically, on tour, but made that one look really easy.
They better try that one. 11.
Kyriacou.
So important to find the fairway here with where the flag is right at the back. You want maximum control coming into this green.
Good play there. Went with less than driver to stay short of those bunkers up the right. Leave her a little bit of a longer shot in.
So while she finishes, there's work to be done to follow her into the winner's circle here in Evian. Kyriacou.
Hit a hold shot here up against the lie that she was faced with. Ball well above her feet. And leaves it in that same spot where we just saw the previous group putt from. Weeks where their putters start to click. We've seen it with Patty's round today. That's when they find themselves in contention.
So this to join Coughlin at 17 under.
Maybe a touch of a pull there, Richard, similar to the couple strokes that we saw yesterday on 15 and 16 towards the end of her round.
This is where Kyriacou joined Foodaway at the top yesterday, made a brilliant 3 out of the fairway bunker, but no 3 today for the Australian.
Struggle to find fairways on the early part of the back nine this weekend as Kyriacou gets ready here.
A little bit touch and go in carrying these 2 fairway bunkers down the left-hand side. I'd imagine she's going to try and take it on. Still need control though, out of bounds left. Picking the tee up quickly, that's always a good sign.
And she'll have a chance to go first. Said she likes to have a chat.
The guy on the green?
Yeah, just a little ride, nothing crazy.
Okay.
Right, trust me, this is you, yeah?
Yeah.
The guy in the green is right of this pin. So 148. I'd imagine looking to open up an 8-iron a little bit, but you don't want to fight this slope with the ball above your feet too much. Playing for a bit of height and carrying that right slope.
Safe play there.
Well, we know that Lauren Coughlin loves to shape shot.
For Kyriacou, a little bit more straightforward, I would say. Overall, uphill. So you can afford to be a bit more aggressive with this one. It should be overall a left to right putt. Final stretch, maybe, just flattens out.
It's an important putt right here. With Lauren in the first bit of trouble she's really found today. Some work left for par.
Should be a 4 for Kyriacou. That scramble at the first from Lauren Coughlin seemed to set the tone for her. She was at a fairway bunker off the tee. Here. Tap in for Kyriacou. How about what she said, that the experience playing under the spotlighted chevron would pay off today for Coughlin?
Well, there's no question. You learn how your body handles the pressure, reacts to these types of situations. And I mean, top 3 at the Chevron Championship.
Of absolutely beasting this one. Second bunk on the right-hand side is about 260 to reach. As long as you pitch left of it, it can get a big shoot down. It's a strong hole, this 13.
Beauty. There's an 8-hour time difference from here to Sydney in Australia. I'm sure Mum, Dad, sister, the dog are all still glued to the...
Kyriacou wanting to get this close, right in her wheelhouse. 145 playing yardage. Going for it with a 9-iron.
On board, but a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Sit down. Steady now. Wife on a Sunday stroll. Meanwhile, one of those for Kyriacou.
Yeah, and there's a lot of movement around this green, Richard. A lot of the spectators now moving on. So Kyriacou is going to have to focus in with this one. It's important. Ever so slightly left to right, quite like left edge, in fact.
So solid.
Similar to the putt that Lauren made on the last hole, Richard. Very clutch there from Steph.
All right, big par save for Kyriacou at the 13th. Here she is at 14.
You're definitely better off a little bit short than long right. That can leave you with a very awkward and treacherous putt. Might as well go for it from this angle. Teeing up on the right side, pin on the left.
Drawing a little bit. Bit of a bit of a crapshoot when you try to use that slope on the left. Went beyond the green into the deep rough. Take a look and see. A little bit of a pull, typically tends to go long, shuts the face down. Looks like it may be sitting up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm standing on the other side of the...
You can see she's choked way up on this, has the face wide open. Just went a little bit underneath it. Didn't keep the acceleration up like you mentioned.
She's part of a talented group of young Australians on the LPGA Tour. A par putt for Steph Kyriacou to stay one back.
Feels like a must-make, doesn't it? Just to keep the pressure there, not drift too far back up the hill. Going to be quite slow.
She did. I don't know if it was a must-make, but she made it, and she stays one back with 4 to go.
Scorecard-wise, it may not have been a must-make, but confidence-wise, it was absolutely a must-make. And playing with the leader still, continuing to put pressure on Lauren. Kind of similar to what we saw yesterday, just not able to get them to fall here late these last couple holes.
Kyriacou, 15th tee.
For a psychological half-shot advantage, it's so important to hit this fairway because she can have a crack at this in 2.
Just all 3 of those, especially Ayaka and Steph, it's just tough to hit this fairway today with the firmness and the slope.
Well, Steph has a cosmopolitan field, Dad.
As well. She's got to take it on. 252 to the flag, 233 to the front edge. I'd imagine this is a 3-wood, and she really needs to aim this way further right than what meets the eye. So left half of the right fairway bunker in front of her.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
And then it turns into a bit of a blind shot, but everything kicks down and to the left. She can get on.
There is space over there, choking up on this because of the lie.
Be good.
They like it.
She likes the swing, very level.
Yeah, come up shy of that bunker. She says she has a mantra this week. She couldn't tell us what it was because it's got some swear words in it, but basically it's... And for Lauren Coughlin and Steph Kyriacou, we're talking about 2 players who have yet to win on the LPGA Tour, never mind win a major. What's the play here for Kyriacou?
Oh, it's a fiddly one, Richard. Off a slight downhill slope. Definitely requires a little bit of creativity, but also some confidence. Needs to go right at this flag, try and ride that slope. You need to be quite cute.
That is superbly done from Kyriacou.
Just off that tight lie, Richard, that's where any sign of nerves really would come out. And for a player who statistically, that is not a strength of her game. But she had a beauty on 10, got up and down. And here...
Big moment for Foodaway. Feels like one here for Kyriacou as well, if she can drop this one in.
Kind of putting down the spine of this slope, so a little bit straighter, but just a hint of left to right, if anything.
Get in all.
Never in doubt. And back alongside Lauren Coughlin at the top of the leaderboard. We are in for a fantastic ride for these final 3 holes.
A year ago this week that Steph Kyriacou played in the final group on the LPGA Tour for the first time. She was well back of Lynn Grant, but she said she learned so much about dealing with the pressure. Said she hit the ball farther with the adrenaline, which was a first experience for her. Big tee shot here.
Makes this shot tougher to calculate. Any sort of breeze it's into, but you're playing downhill. How gutsy was that?
It was gutsy and glorious.
I'd say she sure has learned for her putter to heat up. Just absolute bombs on 14 and 15, and a brilliant shot here in on 16.
Anything here, Incy, that you've seen?
Yeah, I'd say inside right edge. If it's slightly shy on pace, maybe right edge, but had a look at where the ball pitched. It was just 3.5 feet over the edge.
No! Steph Kyriacou has the lead with 2 holes to go. And a big exhale for the 23-year-old Aussie.
This is a position she hasn't been in a while since Lauren took the lead. And here she knows, she sees what her opponents have done right in front of her, knows she's walking to the 17th tee with the lead, and 2 holes in between her and Major Glory.
Way bunkers down the left. You don't want to put them in place. You might as well lay back. No need to hit this beyond 220 playing yardage, I would say.
Few gasps, yeah. That's why. Sat right down. Needs a break. Yeah, we got a glimpse of that lie there, Incy.
Really thick, has to get steep on this one. If you can get it within 40 feet, you've done well. Need to muscle this one out. Easy to come up shy.
So if she could get it on the green, that would be a solid shot. She's going to have another tricky up and down upcoming. She managed them very well on 10 and on 15. Aggressive through it. She chunked it. It was a bit of a high-risk shot. Was that a necessary shot there, Incy?
It was one or the other. It's both really difficult options, and obviously fine margins, no room for error there, and just caught it a little.
And she is 1 behind. What a shot.
4th shot now at this par 4 for our leader.
It's horrible after you just chunked it. Playing for the bump and runner this time.
Really nicely played. So let's catch our breath and head down to the 18th. Tom?
Yeah, here with Paddy Tap.
Bogey putt for Steph Kyriacou.
I mean, no doubt that you're shaken from that first chip shot. Second one was a lot better. Maybe learning her lesson. Playing for the bump and run, the percentage shot anyway. I mean, I'm sweating for her. I think we all are. Just ever so slightly left to right for Kyriacou.
It's not a must make, but for her confidence, it sure is.
Well done. It is the first bogey of the day. The outright lead is gone. It is now 1 shot separating 4 players.
She looks like she's walking off that.
It's not an easy fairway to hit, and this is heading left.
Watch the bounce.
Bit nervy on the last couple of holes. 2 pulls off the tee. Maybe okay. Just chase something down there and try to make birdie the hard way.
For Lauren Coughlin, who has led for so much of.
So the red has to take 110 on the right. Yeah. Okay. Got it?
Even though this is a layup, you can't get complacent with this. You have to end up on the fairway. The rough is thick either side. It's through.
Yeah, got lucky. Caught quite a bit of that branch. Straight down and released out towards the center of the fairway. That will be okay.
A birdie from Foodaway, but if she doesn't make it, then Foodaway's going to have a putt to win.
Forced to lay up after that tee shot, but this is an excellent number for Kyriacou. 125 yards. It is the perfect wedge.
This is going to come back.
It's at a very good spot below the hole. Has a chance.
Steph Kyriacou for a closing birdie. Pours it in. But finishes one shot short.
Still a valiant performance from both Lauren